Welcome back, everyone. It's a story of love, second chances, and resilience. Kris Patrow and her husband, Dave, spent years in the TV news business, some in this very building right here. Then on an ordinary night at home, their lives changed. Nearly 7 years ago, Dave went into cardiac arrest while sitting next to his wife. Luckily, Kris knew CPR and saved his life. But that's just part of the story that they tell in the new book called Deadline, a reporter's true story of cardiac arrest and the race to survive. Audience, please welcome Kris and Dave. Hi, guys.
Hi, Jason.
Nice to see you.
Yes, nice to be seen.
Okay, my apologies. My first question for you. What is it like? Kris spent many years in this very building.
Yeah.
The Jason show was shot at Fox Studios, KMSP. What's it like for you to be back in this building?
I am so upset that we didn't have all this beautiful stuff when I was here. Like, come on.
Because what year did you, do you mind if what year did you leave? Did we cross paths?
I don't think so. It was way back before you. So 1996 and 7 and 8. Yeah.
Okay, we just missed each other.
7 and 8.
Yeah, we just missed each other. So, okay, what was it that made you? You're a reporter, but what made you want to put this story? Because I was watching you, even when I read the introduction, I watched you two look at each other. What made you want to write the book?
Well, for me, Dave and I are both storytellers.
Yeah.
Journalists by upbringing, I guess. And when you go through something like this and your lives are changed in the way that ours has been, you want to do something with it. And we were hoping that by writing our story, because that's what we do, what we learned can in turn help others and help save lives.
Okay, I'm looking at that photo right there. I remember your face, your publicity photo. Like, I remember your publicity photo in our building. Anyway, Dave, if you will, take me to that day in 2019. It was a typical day for you, wasn't it, my friend?
Yes, we had just gotten back home from a family reunion, and we sat down to watch Yellowstone. Instead of me unpacking our bags, we sat down. Kris insisted.
Yeah.
And then I have no memory of it, but apparently I made a gasping sound and basically
collapsed.
That's it. And pick it up from there, Kris. What did you think? I mean, again, you knew CPR, but it's a normal day, just like we're experiencing right here.
Yeah.
I don't know what the weather was like, but it could have been sun. A normal, ordinary day, and then, so what do you immediately, what does your mind do in that moment?
Well, it's like time stops. Here I am sitting next to the man that I love, and I look at him, and his head is back, his eyes are open, his mouth is open, but he's not there. And I jumped up and I shook him, and I yelled his name. I even slapped him. I've never done that before, or since, and there was no response. So I dialed 911 and dragged him onto the floor and started CPR. I mean, it was, thank goodness I got convinced to take that CPR class at work, because at first I didn't sign up for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no, I mean, look, we've all done it. You get that email. I'm thinking about this. You get this email. Oh, the company's going to offer, and you kind of blow it off.
I did.
Goodness that you took that.
Somebody dropped out of the class, and they asked me if I wanted to take the place.
No. Did that? Let me ask you, Kris. Did that time? Because what was it? You did CPR for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, nearly 10 minutes.
Kris? Did it feel like forever? I mean, when you think of that 10 minutes.
It felt like an eternity, and I kept asking the 911 dispatcher, where are the EMTs? Because they should have been there. It felt like they should have been there. And my arms felt like they were going to snap off, and then she would have me stop and listen for him to breathe, and he was never breathing. And then my 16-year-old daughter came home from her friend's house as I was doing CPR on her dad.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and Sammy came in, and I just said, Sammy, I think Dad's had a heart attack. I didn't know at the time it was a cardiac arrest. Go out into the driveway and flag down the EMTs. And in a flash, she was gone and brought the EMTs in.
And then you're off to the hospital. What was the initial, that first, we got to take a break in a second, but before we do, you go to the doctor, and then that first conversation with them, they come in the waiting room. That anticipation, you see it depicted in movies when you're just waiting to hear. What was that moment like?
So Dave obviously went right into the, it was like a cardiac emergency room at the University of Minnesota Hospital. And so I was in this waiting room all by myself, and I see Dr. Yiannopoulos coming over on the horizon. And I couldn't tell if it was the death walk or the hope walk.
You're looking at his body language.
Mm-hmm. And that moment between knowing and not knowing felt like an eternity.
What happened after that? More with Kris and Dave when we return. Back in a moment, everyone. Oh my God. Welcome back. Our friends Kris and Dave, the book is out. Please go get it. I'll tell you how to get it in a little bit. I want to pick up from the moment, okay, because I just can't even imagine, my friend. What is your first memory back? Because you were telling me in the break, you were clinically dead for how long?
I was clinically dead in our living room floor for over 10 minutes. And then I have no memory. My first memory is when I woke up from a medically induced coma nearly a month later.
And was Kris or was it the doctor? Do you remember what you saw first?
I had no idea where I was. I determined I was in a hospital room.
Yeah.
I was the one in the bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
My first thing I said is, "Where's my wife?"
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And where were you, Kris, when you got the word that he had woken up?
I was sleeping at home. It was in the morning, and I got calls from the nurses regularly, and I picked up the phone, and they said, "Dave's awake. He's asking for you." And mind you, he had not recognized me, heard me. He was not awake for over a month. I don't even know if I got dressed. I just flew to the hospital, and there he was, sitting up in his bed. And when I walked in, his eyes recognized me, and he smiled, and he could barely speak, but he was there.
You know how, you know how TV is. Before we run out of time, I want to ask this question for the both of you. I know this seems cheesy and just a cliche, but what do you take from this? Because I don't care if it's small, medium, or large. I really do believe you're supposed to learn something from everything. What did the both of you learn from this? Like, did your outlook on life change?
I'll have Dave go first.
I have a totally new outlook on life. Life is short. You never know what could happen. And we got a new home. We took trips. We have people over. I'm way more open with my family and friends. I'm holding nothing back. So yes,
when you say open, you just, right? When you say open, you mean like, if you want to say I love you, you say I love you.
Exactly. Emotionally, everything, yes.
And for you, Kris?
For me, I'm grateful every day. And let's just say little things don't bother me now, of course. And
even people in movie theaters that drink icy. I'm just joking.
Okay,
that was the thing from earlier in the show.
That's another conversation.
Yeah.
No, but it gave us an outlook where, Dave and I started out working together as a team, and now it feels like we have a second assignment in life. And if we can help save more lives with our book and by talking to people like you have here, I feel like we're on to something really important.
What was it like, the process? I mean, because you have to, when you're writing the book, you have to kind of relive the most difficult chapter of your life. What was that process like?
Well, I started, and for me, I don't know if you're all familiar with Caring Bridge, but I would post every day in the hospital. And that is in the book because that is like a play-by-play of the experience in the hospital. And so it was both difficult but also cathartic because everything that was inside my heart and my brain was now out on paper. And for me, it helped me process all the miracles that had to happen before Dave came back. and then Dave picks up the narrative halfway through.
For me, one of the first things I thought when I woke up from that coma was, oh my gosh, what have I done to Kris? And that is my, we both have PTSD from our event, but that is my trigger. And so I can't really read Kris's first half because it makes me realize what she had gone through, because she lived through all of it, and I was mostly dead through all of it.
Unbelievable. Well, I want to end on a light note because, as we said at the beginning, I love to end how we began, and we began by talking about Kris spent many a year in this building, in this studio, and we found something to make you laugh.
Oh no!
We went in the archives of this old building, and we found one of your tapes. Yeah. This is
What?
This is. So let me quickly. How long do I have, Joe? Let me quickly explain. The archives, when you were a reporter like Kris, all of your stories were put on these tapes called Beta that are the size of our producer Bjorn. And they're this big, and these were all the stories, the dates, and then they were labeled Kris Patrow 1. So this
oh my gosh, Jason!
This is your first ever stories, and the first one was August 16th, 1996, and it was a study on cancer. Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that.
Healthcare. Yep.
And then let me see a funny one. Let's find. You did an in-depth. Can I make you laugh?
Oh please! I think I know which one you're coming to.
All I read is this. You'll die. You ready?
Yep.
Prostitute 1 and prostitute 2.
What? No way.
Kris, am I making that up? Right there. Prostitute 2. Kris! What the hell were you doing here?
Wow.
What was that story?
Well, I wasn't undercover, I promise.
Give it up, everybody. The book is called Deadline, a reporter's true story of cardiac arrest and the race to survive. It's available on Amazon and more. My friends, please get this book. To learn more, head to liveshotpublishing.com. We'll be right back. Back in a moment. Isn't that great?
You're killing me.
Isn't that great?